Hi, I'm Jake from Slaughter Beach Dog, and you're listening to WRSU FM New Brunswick.
Beautiful. Okay. I'm Natalie with Rutgers Radio, and I'm here with Slaughter Beach Dog, or just Jake here.
Hello, I'm Jake.
So what happened to the rest of the band?
They are doing various chores. This is we've been on tour for like 5 weeks, and this is our first day back home. So everybody's saying hi to their partners and eating food and just getting acclimated to regular life again.
Well, my first question was, what inspired you to create the stories behind each album? Because I know it's not just like your life, like modern baseball. Now they each have like a story and a background.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit of everything. I don't know, I'm finding it hard to describe. I do a lot of observing in just my daily life, and I file away things that are interesting to me, and sometimes I'll go home and kind of like expand on certain things that I see, or other times I'll just like keep small things in a little pile and throw them all together. But yeah, it's really just, I mean, a lot of it is from living in Philadelphia and just keeping my eyes open and reading. I do a lot of reading. That's a big help. But yeah, I just try to be a sponge as much as I can, 'cause there's a lot of stuff going on all the time.
Would you ever consider making any of the plot lines into an actual book, or is it staying in songs?
I don't think I would turn any of the songs into something longer, but every now and then I do see something, and sometimes instead of turning it into a song, it will turn into like a short story, or just an essay or something, so maybe something longer will happen one day, but I don't know.
And do you always feel like you're acting, since it's not necessarily your life that you're singing about, or does it feel like it's your story that you're telling too?
It's a little bit of both. I definitely, especially with recording and with performing, a lot of times, usually at least for me, the songs that I'm the most proud of are the ones that when I play it back, I'll feel an emotional connection to it, even if it wasn't about me. Because to me, that's a mark of having written something that will convey an emotion and like make you feel something. So I wouldn't call it acting, but it definitely is a really interesting feeling to be performing and to be getting really into it, but knowing that it's not me that it's about. And it's almost more, I don't know, there's like something that's really freeing about it, because you're just on stage getting to be really expressive and intense, but you still have this weird power because you're not giving away a huge part of yourself. You're like relating to this thing that is outside of you, but you're expressing it in your own way. So I don't know, but there's all that.
Okay. And I know you've been on the road. This is your last stop, but what do you guys listen to in the band?
Let's see. There's a lot of different stuff. The repeat offenders on this tour have been, we listened to a lot of the Belle and Sebastian album called Dear Catastrophe Waitress. We listened to, I like the War on Drugs a lot. I play a lot of their albums. We listen to a lot of the Steve Miller Band Greatest Hits, and I think there's one other one that we kept going back to. The Alex G record that just came out the other day. I played that more than a few times already. That was really good. And we've been listening to this podcast called Obscure, which is Michael Ian Black just reading passages from this old-ass book and then analyzing it in a funny way. So.
Do you think that podcast is influencing the music, or is it something fun to listen to?
It's pretty. I mean, I don't mean to insult Michael Ian Black, but there's not a lot of there's not a lot of emotional value in the podcast, so I think it's probably not influencing the music. But I mean, the book itself that he is talking about is kind of interesting. It's like a very drawn out, difficult romance, which is something that I would normally be inspired by. So maybe actually.
Okay. And what's your guys' favorite venue to play at? Or are they all equally loved?
No, there's definitely really bad ones. I'm trying to, because there were definitely nights. One of our favorite places is in San Francisco. It's called Bottom of the Hill, and I think this was our third consecutive time playing there. And that's a really great spot. None of us know anyone there, none of us are from there, but the way that the staff and everybody just treats you there, it's really like they make you feel at home and they really take care of you. And there's a great venue in Boston called the Sinclair, which is kind of the same deal. Yeah, those are probably the two big ones.
Okay, because I know some venues have AC, some don't.
Yes.
This one doesn't, since it's in
Not
the
so
church
much AC.
basement.
Yeah, we were. Today will be a hot gig, but we are happy to be home, so it'll even out.
I know people love this venue, even though it has no AC, no windows.
Truly.
And how'd you meet the rest of the members of the band? I know Ian, your bassist, you met him on a baseball.
Yep.
But what about the other two?
So, Nick was Modern Baseball hired Nick. I forget which tour we hired him for. It was like later on in the band, probably like 2017. We hired Nick to be our guitar tech because he had gone to luthier school, and we needed a guitar tech, and we didn't know him that well, but we heard that he was good at that stuff, and we brought him on board. And I want to say we were the first band that hired him to do that after he had gone to school for it, and he did like a fantastic job. He's really good at taking care of guitars. And then from that, Nick is also good at playing guitar, and we had been doing kind of a rotating lineup with Slaughter Beach Dog, because we would just play around Philly a lot, and certain people would be home for certain shows, but other people wouldn't be. And started playing with Nick, and he picked up the parts really fast, and I just liked his style, so we made the commitment. And then with Zach, Zach was actually kind of a last-minute addition right before a tour, where our old drummer, Pat, had gotten a really good offer to play with another band that he's like absolutely perfect for, right before we were going to go on tour. And so he ended up taking that tour, and we were just trying to find a substitute drummer for the tour that we were about to go on. And I forget what happened. We had asked a couple people, and a lot of people couldn't do it. And none of us had really met Zach before, but we had seen him play drums, and we knew he was a really cool drummer. Just the way that he played strictly. We'd never like talked to him or anything. And so got his number from somebody and said, "Hey, you don't really know me, but do you want to go on this tour for a month and play with our band?" And he was like, "Yeah, why not?" So we got together for a couple practices, and he was really cool. He picked up everything really fast. But once we got on that tour and started actually playing every night, we realized that Zach is a very special drummer who's just like really good and has fantastic sensibilities. And on top of that, he's just a really great person to be around. You can see it's a very calming energy.
It's interesting for a drummer.
Yeah, totally. He's very, centered a lot of the time. Well, sometimes he's not, but he's very good at making it seem like he is. And then I think halfway through that tour, we were all like, Zach's really cool. We should have Zach to be in the band. So that was it.
And do you think if modern baseball never happened, would Slaughter Beach Dog have still happened? Or
I don't
do you
know.
need one to have the other?
I mean, honestly, I don't think it would have happened. For the first, I don't know, for a long time in modern baseball, I never really saw myself as a musician, like a real musician, like this is what I do, until pretty close to the end. At which point I was like, oh, this is cool. This is going to be my thing for a while. And then when modern baseball stopped playing, I was like, okay, we're taking a break, but I am still a musician, so I'm going to find something else to do, which would be this other band. But if we hadn't had modern baseball, I don't know if I ever would have committed to like being a musician. I think I probably would have found something else to do. So I don't know.
Okay. And do you think your personal life shapes the music that you make and the career that you made out of it?
Yeah.
A lot.
Regardless of whether I'm actually writing about specific things that happen to me, whatever's going on with me, it definitely kind of like pushes things in a certain direction, one way or another. Like, you know, if I'm thinking about something difficult, I will usually, like, I don't know. If you see something on the street and you're like having a great day, then you'll see the good in that thing. But if you're having a horrible day, you'll see the bad in that thing. So it's kind of like that. Yeah, I guess they're kind of, as much as I would like to not be, you know, limited by that in some ways and be able to just like write any kind of song anytime, it's really not the case. I can't do that.
Okay, I noticed you had some tattoos like "See You at Home," "Is That Representing Philly." You want to elaborate on any of them? Explain them.
The "See You at Home" tattoo, I don't remember. Oh, actually, our friend Jeff, who's actually selling merch tonight downstairs, we got this tattoo together when I was living in Jeff's basement for a summer.
Interesting.
Yeah, I forget where it came from, but at one point we would say it to toll booth operators as we were driving through, but also it was just like this really nice, I love the sentiment of that, just hearing "See You at Home," because it's like, you know, you're not exactly where you want to be right now, but you're going to get there soon, and I'm going to be there with you. And it just makes me feel really warm and fuzzy. So we got it as a tattoo. Yeah.
Okay, and my last question is, what's next? What's coming up for the band? Any new albums? I know you just dropped one now, but...
We actually do have a lot of songs left over from our last recording session that we really like, but they just didn't really fit the general energy of the album that we did put out. So we're definitely going to try to record some of those pretty soon. And I have a couple other songs that I wrote more recently that I think would also go with those. So hopefully we'll do that. And we're trying to go on tour some more. So we'll see.
Okay, well, thank you for sitting down with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.